Hello again. I'm going to be starting a new mini-series where I play the latest version of the Rebalance Mod, and I'm going to do the Union Start. A lot of people have had trouble getting through Shiloh in the mod, and I do think it's one of the harder challenges that's available. So I wanted to put together a basic guide of how I would get through it. So the career point choices are definitely less set in stone in the mod than they are in the base game, since we've added a number of different additional stats onto the less useful things. So I have a couple of different breakpoints that I want to hit. The primary one is I want to hit 2 points in logistics to start off. Since logistics affects the amount of weapons in the shop, if you have 2 points, you will get 2 of all of the best cannon, and that means that you'll have 4 by Shiloh and can field those units. Otherwise, you're stuck with the lower mid-tier cannon, which can work, but those top-tier cannon are really good, so they'll make things a little bit easier. That does limit our choices a little bit. I'm going to take the first point in logistics here. You could take just this and get your other points elsewhere. Use the other options. I think this, if you want to get 2 logistics and you want to go politics, this is your only option. I really like the training at this point because the extra stats the training points give you in your recruits makes it much easier to get 1-star units, and perks are incredibly strong in the mod at this point, arguably far too strong, and that's something we're looking at addressing, but that's the current state of it. So we're going to take the training, and then for this last one, it's debatable if politics is better than econ. It's in the base game, politics is definitely better, but in this one, you get a lot higher bonuses, and everything's a lot more expensive. So the economy gets much closer to the politics, but my specific scenario, to get that extra logistics point, I have to go here. I guess the other option, if you take the medicine and logistics, then you could take the training here, but then you don't have politics or econ, and I think that's a really bad choice. So we'll go through on legendary. And our overall goal is going to be, we're going to try and get to 6 AO for Shiloh. So pretty much everything is going to go into AO after this. I think we have 1 spare point maybe. Now the starting battle is a little bit easier in this version compared to the base game, just because your units are a little bit bigger. Rotation speed is, in my opinion, terrible. At least the reload speed is nice, but we got accuracy. That's the most important part. Speed, hopefully we got accuracy. Good, we got accuracy on the unit that split. Units that split in the first phase are actually not that good for you, just because it means that, so this unit starts at 360, this unit would normally start at 360 because it split, it went down. Even if I take 0 casualties in this unit into the next phase, this unit's still going to start the next phase at 280. Brigade 2 is going to disappear, so we can use him really rough. We're going to try and have him take the extra damage if it's an option. I don't go up through this way at all. You could try and go through here and capture some skirmishers. I don't think it's worthwhile. Move up here to regroup with all my other forces and try and take across this bridge. We'll see if that works depending on the variance. If units split up here, that can go really badly for me. Having a lot of units split in this phase is pretty terrible, actually, just because you can get so many units stacked up in the town. You just can't reliably get across the bridges in time in good enough shape. I'm actually probably going to be disabling unit duplication in this battle in the next version. I think it's fine in all the other missions, but in this one, your resources are just so limited that I just don't think it's a good fit. So I'm probably going to be turning that off in the future, just because I don't feel that this mission should be particularly frustrating. Like, I'd rather have the difficulty come in later missions than the introductory mission where you have no choice in your perks, have no choice in anything else. You don't have any general bonuses. And even with as much experience in this game as I have, it still took me 3 tries to get through the first phase just because I had very bad luck with the splitting. So this guy's coming over really early. Sometimes these guys sit around. It's kind of bad in that I don't have other units up here. I'd prefer this to happen when all these guys are up here. But we'll be able to bring these units over, and this guy's a 0-star, so he's going to perform terribly. So that's not too bad. If you've watched some of my other videos before and haven't seen the Rebalance Mod yet, the base game speed has been slowed down by about half, so everything's going to move pretty slow. You get used to it. It's helpful in the bigger battles. It's annoying to get used to initially. Everything's the speed is all configurable if you really want to change it. 2x acceleration will be about the same speed as the base game, and 3x will be about the same as 3x in the base game, since it's more accelerated. I might actually be increasing that, the 3x to, its defaults to 8x, I might be putting up to like 16. Just so I can make some of these battles go a little bit faster, because you can see there's a lot of just sitting around initially. But you got to be careful if you're running on 8x or 16x speed. Things can go south really, really fast on you. Come on, come after me. Okay, 2 of them are coming over. I can live with that. Just going to start sliding everyone over. I'm going to cut them off from going up this way if we can. I'd like these units to all end up in the south side of town. General HP has been increased quite a bit in the mod. In the base game, it's sitting around 70 to 100. In the mod, it's defaults to around 250. This makes the generals quite a bit more resilient, but we have also turned on collateral damage for generals, so you can lose them by accident, so be careful. Back these guys up a little bit. We're going to put Brigade 2 in front, so he takes the fire from Hexamer. Got to be careful about getting too close so I don't get shot by him. McHenry's pretty big. Looks like he got randomly increased. So I'm just kind of killing time here. Waiting for the rest of my units to come in. Really want these units to charge you if you can manage it. Also, should have noted, when you are... before these units come in, if you save and reload, they will double in size, which makes this battle much easier. 2 crappy perks. Okay, at least 1 accuracy, that's good. Please, accuracy, good. Okay. I'm not much of a melee player, so the accuracy perks don't do anything or the charge perks don't do anything for me. Excellent. Long range focus. That's what I like. The reason I really want the accuracy perks is accuracy is basically a direct damage multiplier. So if you have 100% accuracy, you're doing 100% more damage. The goal of this was we wanted experienced units to be noticeably better than inexperienced units to a much greater degree than is shown in the base game. The downside of this is because our damage is so heavily dependent on those accuracy multipliers, it means that you can have a 3-star unit that has no accuracy, and it just really doesn't shoot for crap. I mean, it'll be better than a 0-star unit, but for what you would expect as an elite unit, its general shooting ability is just not where you would expect it to be. So that's why we're trying to pull more power out of the perks and put them back into the stats themselves for the next release. Start shifting this stuff up here. Don't want my best unit to take a volley if I can avoid it. Even if you're taking accuracy perks early on, you definitely want to make use of melee more than you might in the base game if you're a non-melee focused player. Melee overall is much stronger in the mod than it is in the base game, though later on fire becomes good enough that melee becomes very dangerous. But especially with these 0-star units, definitely make use of melee. You will get units out of cover much faster than if you try and shoot them out. But we'll just keep inflicting casualties all we can. As you can see, the horse artillery makes these guys go much faster, but I don't care too much about that. In this battle, I want damage. Oh man, they got another split? That's rough. Shifting all this up here because I want to try and drive this brigade off so it does not come up north. Hopefully he comes out of the town though. This guy moving off is good. We want to try and clear this area out. We don't want to have multiple extra units sitting up here. Because of the decrease in game speed, we've also increased the timers in the game. All the timers have increased by about 30%, and the end of day time has been adjusted to match as well. Those aren't going to be exact for technical reasons. They can't be, but that's more or less what they'll end up at. But in general, you should have enough time in battles to take your time and do what you need to do. If you're experienced, you should probably be able to wipe out the enemy in every single battle. That's up to your own personal preference if you want to take advantage of that or not. But we figured, in general, we like to give the player the option. If they want to be able to do it, they can. And if they don't want to, you can always add restrictions onto yourself and how you like to play the game. And of course, those timer settings are configurable to a limited extent as well if you want to change them. Okay, he stopped. Really not sure why. He doesn't have vision on anything. But that's good for me. I want to drive him off. Vision up here is a little wonky. Stuff will go in and out of vision all the time. Good, he retreated the way we wanted. Let's try and get Zook in range to start firing it here. I'd like to get this unit closer, but I'm not. Gotta be careful because this guy has really long range in the fortification. So oftentimes these guys are going to push up here more, but they aren't. I'm okay with that. If they want to stay down here and I can just take this part of the city while they're not out there, I can live with that. So we've got the artillery going, so we'll really start to get rid of him. Okay, he's broken out of the fortification, which means he might try and move soon. When this guy's in here, I will, or this guy comes up, I'll usually try and swing into here to hit these guys set up and contain this way. But they're not doing that this time. I'm iffy on this. I don't know if the right answer is to go right now, but I'm going to start moving as if it is. And we'll see how it goes. Because the goal is to cross when we're not under fire from anything. This is actually looking like almost the best case scenario. Once I finally start, yeah, we're going to go across. I don't think we're going to get a better chance because this guy routed really far. Going to hold fire on for all these guys. I hold fire because the condition drained from reloading while crossing the bridge really hurts. Actually, you can stay right here because these guys are starting to come up. Actually, where's one of my skirmishers here? Sure, we'll keep him. Okay, so there's another unit there, but as long as we can get across here, as long as there's not a unit here, we're good. Artillery unit looks like it's split. Probably shouldn't have moved this guy across because this guy sees that guy and is going after him. I'm going to move him up there, see if we can get him out of the area. Debating letting this guy hit melee. No, we'll back him off. So this isn't great, but he's out of the cover. If this is a single artillery unit, we'd be in really good shape. Unfortunately, this guy's going to rout soon. If we can get our units across. Yeah, we're going to get flanked, though. That's not good. This guy looks like he doesn't have accuracy. Shoot. Wanted to fire before he ran. I'm surprised this guy hasn't broken yet. Okay, there we go. That guy lost a lot of condition. That's surprising. Try and get this guy to start spinning so he's not focused on Zook. Zook's starting to take a lot of losses. Taking that canister's real bad, and we're taking fire from him, and we're taking fire from there. All that's real bad. Fortunately, because of this, because I didn't clear this situation out, I can't throw any of these extra units up here, which is really bad for me. I'm going to try and shift around here to get into cover. Going to run him. This guy's still taking a lot of fire, which is actually alright. Key is if we can get this guy to rout. So we really want this guy to turn. So he goes after this guy. If this guy wasn't routed... Oh shoot, we just lost Zook. That's terrible. If the artillery splits, it's really, really bad. The problem is this guy is getting stuck in a loop where he just keeps taking fire from somewhere, and so he's never breaking out of his routing pattern. Because usually what I like to try and do is have one of these skirmisher units come in and charge this guy. Okay, we routed him. That's good. Using my general to draw fire. No, 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 no. Zook, we need you this way. Now that these guys are out, I'm going to try and get Loomis up there. This is good. This guy can keep this guy routing. If we can get this artillery gone, then we're set. Gotta be careful. He's starting to get low. Bring the artillery across. This is actually going very, very well. This guy routed really far. If we can route this guy, then we're set. Because what you really got to worry about is when all this stuff starts charging up here, you really want to take this and just hit finish. This is not a battle where I try and maximize all my kills or anything. I just want to get through it and done. Because I want to save everything I can for the second phase. Really surprised this guy hasn't routed yet. Oh, speaks to how bad the rifle fire is early on. I don't really want to have to charge this, but just need to get this guy out. If we can get some artillery placed, get some counter charging going on, should do all right. Not sure why that guy's moving. Now we got him routed, I'm going to try and pull out. So I need that unit for the next phase. Okay, got the timer going. That's good. This scenario isn't great. Walton's going to take more damage than I want. Changing my mind. I'm going to risk trying to bring Loomis back across. This is actually really interesting. They are completely ignoring me. I don't know what's going on with this unit. Just not responding at all. Probably going to try and melee this guy. If they'd gone a little further, I would have. I want to save my condition, though. One of the changes that's going to be coming in the next version is when you get an ammo reset, you'll also get a condition reset, which will mean you don't have to worry about this quite as much. Alright, only a few more minutes left. Most of the damage is coming on... Oof. Don't want scales to take more damage. No. It's not who you're supposed to be targeting. I want to target the artillery. Sook's taking a little more losses than I'd like. Move you up here, get you in cover. But only a few more minutes, then we're just going to bail out. Got him to rout, but he still got the canister off. At least it didn't do as much damage. Got to retarget. But this has overall gone pretty well. Continually targeting the artillery because I just want to keep it not firing at me. It's going to do way more damage than any of this other stuff will. Alright, made it to phase 2. Alright, I don't really want to be in the fortifications. This is more vulnerable to being overrun, so we're going to put the AI unit there. No, we don't get a keep. Putting the general and supply wagon out front to bait some charges. Conditions in okay shape. Let's see which ones. Okay, so your accuracy, your double, your speed, but you're out of condition, so you're going to have to wait here. You got to be careful about putting units here because they won't fall back properly. Now we'll do this. I don't really want to take losses on this guy, but I'm going to put him here because it's less distance to walk. If we have time, we'll swap him out. Alright. Put him here, get vision. But this way we have our 2 2-star units here. We have a little bit of coverage over here. This guy's healing up. I put my units on the edge of the town because I want to have room to fall back a little bit. But if we're lucky, we can bait out a charge with this. Looks like we're not getting a charge. But we are going to draw him in real close. One split. But it's good. We can take out one of their better units pretty decently early on. And shift him up just a little bit so he can fire. Switching targets. My goal is always to try and degrade these units a little bit when they come in, so that I can prevent them from charging me. Zero-star units aren't my best use of information. Aren't my best use, but oh, there's the charge. Double charge. See if we can cancel it. Got one, got two. Oh, scale split. That's dangerous. A lot of stuff coming in. Oh, I didn't pay any attention to this, but that's fine. Let's pause quick and see what we got. Speed, accuracy, that's pretty useful. Speed, cover. Frankly, bad, but useful in this case because it'll get here sooner. Not the speed we want, but speed accuracy is good, and double accuracy. So he's going to take forever to get online. Probably same with this guy, but yeah, once those guys get set up, they're just going to annihilate the other side. Oh, let's see if we can hold long enough to live. Start focus firing on this. Oh, we're blocked. Gonna split our artillery fire, which is a little not great, but alright, got the cancel. Triggered another charge. Blocked him. Okay, stopped them both. Alright, now we can get on their flanks. So there are ways to play this where you don't use the charge canceling stuff, but it's incredibly effective when you do it. So if you're going to play on Legendary, I'd recommend it. Trains arriving soon. We'll need to switch artillery over to get that. Actually, we're going to switch both of these guys over. We want to try and get this guy back. I'm a little worried about this flank. I'm not too worried about this one. Actually, we just routed. Got him wavering. That's real good. Have him turn, just so he's not getting flanked. Though, as you can see, if you are good at canceling charges, you can get the AI to do all kinds of terrible stuff. You know, all these units are just sitting around doing nothing. Once the train gets into about shell shot range, we'll switch over. Alright, these guys are almost arrived. We should be fine. He needs to charge right now to win. It was a little early to switch over, but that's a little dangerous, but still got units in good shape. Should be alright. This guy should rout soon. Should have moved this unit forward. Oh, moving it forward canceled the charge. That'll work too. One more round. Should probably get rid of the train. Oh, he's withdrawing good. We only took around a canister. I don't think destroying the train gains you anything, but ends the cannon fire a little sooner, so I'm going to do it. Alright, we've got a unit online, so we can get this guy out of here. Now, my next goal is to kill as much of this as possible to get all their weapons. We don't want to push out too early. I also want to try and get all my allied units killed. We don't want to push out too early. You can overcommit pretty easily, and we don't want to do that. Almost got him. Next round should get it. Back this guy up a little bit so one of my other units takes the fire. Once we can push these guys off a little bit, actually I think I'll do this. Push him over, slide the whole line over. Got a couple charges, but at this point that's fine. They're just bringing him into range. Oh. Gonna hop into the fortification. We're actually going to charge this. Lots of good experience here. And we want to get Scales a little further down anyways, because he's much too large for what I'm going to do. He's probably going to end up disbanded one way or the other. Alright, we're out of melee range. Stop the charge. Start pushing units forward, especially the ones we aren't going to keep. This might be a little aggressive, but I think it'll be alright. Pushing these guys into here because I want to try and keep these guys out of the woods. We don't keep any of the supply, so we can just go through it. Alright, and we're well on our way to pinning these guys in the corner. Once we get this up a little further, we'll probably start pushing this line. Get some more free melee experience. Actually, we'll charge all 3 of them. That last one was probably a mistake. I don't think he's going to get... He got a few kills. Yeah, he needs to rest a little bit. But we'll move him over so he takes fire if something gets close. But we still got 2 hours plus some extra time. And we're winning these fights all around pretty much. So we're going to back this up just a little bit. Still got a lot of men left, so let's make sure the unit getting hit has good cover. Also, let's see if we can pull these guys in a little bit so that this guy can't get a free extra flank on us. So I'd like to start getting rid of this cannon if I can. Oh, fallback didn't work. Gonna get routed, but we do have these guys firing in from the side, so we should be alright. Oh, Loomis died? Oh, that sucks. Wounded's fine. Then we get him back, but at least we got the officer replacement. So, pushing these guys forward to take some of the damage off of my units. No, we definitely need to get at that artillery soon. This isn't great. Too many units up here. And this guy's exhausted, which is half the problem, because he's not going to be effective until he's no longer exhausted. Come on, let me charge. There we go. Not sure who Wagner is. Oh, we lost our division? Well, at least it was wounded. But we just lost the division colonel. That's not good. That's going to be expensive to replace. Alright, artillery's starting to go down. Should have won that. Another wounded. He doesn't belong to me. Oh, that was a little bit far. Come on. Why are you not charging? Oh, we got our artillery charge bug. I think I fixed that in 1.3. I don't think it should happen anymore. It's one of those odd things where I think he's out of ammo, and there's a condition that looks for if the unit's out of ammo or melee only, it tries to make it charge. The problem there being that if that unit is cavalry or artillery, it really shouldn't be able to charge. Didn't really want to run into that, but it'll work. Free kills for Walton. Well, that's a good stat gain. Though losing the division officer is really unfortunate. He's only going to get half XP for all that work. Oh, Zook's all the way back here. Let's get him up there. I rather took a lot of fire. I'm surprised he's still up. Alright, finally got the general. Oh, gotta be careful. Still stuff up there. try and finish that off, and then we can start dealing with this mess. I should probably really be just holding my line back a little bit and resting and getting my exhaust units back up to normal, good condition. Condition effects are much, much harsher in the mod than they are in the base game, so anytime units are exhausted, you really want to put them on in the back and let them recover a little bit before you try and use them. So you should get him on the artillery. It's more useful. Alright, get rid of him, then we can wrap this. Alright, good. He's headed up into the corner. Taking fire from stuff I can't see now. Not a fan of that. Come on, go ahead, fire, please. Condition's really bad. I shouldn't have let that charge land. I should have fell back. I got the charge here. Because the problem is now he's in my artillery. Though going down to 12 guns is actually fine. I don't really need the 13th one. It's just going to drive up scaling. So I'd like to wrap this up sooner, but all my units are getting kind of low on condition. Guess you're alright, but we're going to be able to get into the trees. Just keep bringing these units up into canister range. Another wounded officer that might go into our barracks. Fortunately, this guy's in the trees now, so it's going to be hard to get him out. We're probably going to charge him in a second. we can get a couple of these units to shatter, then we'll be able to get these guys to push up. We'll stop taking losses on our actual units. Good. Got one. Push these guys forward, draw fire again. Go ahead and shatter. That'd be great. Actually, you know what? You pull back. We'll let the exhausted Bruce take some fire for a while, and we'll let you recover. Because zero condition, this unit just isn't going to do anything in the mod. The penalties are much more severe. Come on, hold position. Gotta shatter soon. So I think we have some extra. We should have a decent amount of extra time after the finish goes off. Do actually kind of want to push these guys into the corner where we can get some melee in at the end, maybe get a surrender or two. Move him over so they don't happen to get free. Now Scales is recovered, he can come back up. I'm not sure what triggered that, but that's really annoying. I actually got to go after him because he's going to go walk towards town now. This is where not having rest of my troops is really coming back to bite me. I'd really like to be able to just charge in and melee a couple of these units down, especially with the allied units that I just want to get killed off, because no one is particularly effective anymore when we're both in the trees and everyone's out of ammo, so routing takes even longer because you have more time for morale to regen in between volleys. So again, rest your troops, it'll help. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have brought more units over that way. Oh, he routed though. Good. Lost him. Don't want to have to pull off scales. I might have to pull off scales. If I can get this down to 1 unit, I'll charge it. That was nice. Since nothing's going on at the moment, I'll just recap the career point changes. So every point in training increases recruit stats by 2. This only takes effect on new recruits. So you have to have the point in training before the next grand battle. And the max training discount has been increased. Every point in logistics will increase the stock weapons by 25%. This again only takes effect after major battles, and the base amount has been reduced by 50% if you have 0 points in logistics. This bonus is half as effective for artillery. This is to reduce the ability of the player to stockpile the best artillery in the game very early on in the campaign. Forces you to capture more and to make use of the more low and medium tier artillery for a while. Starting to run out of ammo, which is part of the problem. Not doing a lot of damage anymore. Every point in reconnaissance will increase the spotting stat by 50, so it's now very useful in terms of trying to spot stealthy enemy units or get effective vision for counter battery. Politics and economy now give increasing bonuses for each point, so they will scale higher faster the more points you put in. See if we can get some surrenders here. Make sure to kill off all this artillery. Send this guy back that way just in case. There he is. Medicine is still at a flat rate, but will give you a higher overall result. And AO has been more or less completely reworked. Officer experience thresholds have also been redone, so that captains are 0 to 5, majors 5 to 10, lieutenant colonels 10 to 20, colonels from 20 to 80, brigadier general from 80 to 90, major general from 90 to 95, and lieutenant general 95 plus. This restriction is more to limit you in terms of the perks you get from the major general and lieutenant general. Okay, as long as we break him off from walking, we're safe. The actual command efficiency for each unit is not based on the actual rank, it's based on a hidden officer XP, which hasn't changed. So your high-ranking colonels are going to be just as effective as leading your units as a brigadier general, or in some cases a major general used to be. We've also changed it so that captains can be assigned to lead any unit type. Do note that for some unit types and for large enough units, the command value will be very low, but you can still do it. Lieutenant colonels can also lead divisions. This is partially because officers are now considerably more expensive than they are in the base game, though you can reduce them with points in economy. So you will in most cases have to use much worse officers to lead your units for a little bit until you can afford to level them up. But it's definitely... Officers are definitely much more of a concern now than they are in the base game, where you just throw them in and kind of don't care about them. Get these guys in here to get them killed off. The Colonel and Brigadier General costs are reduced on the Colonel and Brigadier General difficulties, as to lower the difficulty a little bit for those, for players who aren't interested in quite the extreme difficulty curve. Oh, my artillery just captured. Okay then, I'll take it. Not gonna get quite all of our guys killed off, but nothing we can do about it. Oh, right, Bristow's pretty quick. Oh, shoot. This might be funny. Nope. Get over here. Oh, it'd be great if I screw this up. Where's that general at? We'll get that supply back. Oh, I think we blocked their capture, so we'll be fine in a second. Actually, kind of want to hold off. I want to get that supply wagon back so I don't have the captures. So, now that we're secure, come on, gotta be around here somewhere, right? Well, that was something. But there we go. Pretty good result for train station. Got most of the guys killed I wanted to get killed. Took probably a little higher losses than I really wanted to, but we got almost all of them. Got a good amount of captures. Yeah, pretty good. High casualties, but needs to get this down anyways. A lot of officers wounded. I'm not sure how many of them are the R's. This is normal. All the way that's set up in the mod, we have them defined just under the amount of XP needed to level up to Brigadier General, just so that you can choose your perks. So a bunch of 1841s, which is good. Some 6-pounders, which are actually excellent at the moment. Some 10-pounders, which are complete trash at the moment. Napoleons, which aren't much better. Bunch of 1855s recovered. Okay, but a lot of rifles. These things aren't great, but gives us something to use. So yeah, in a lot of ways, that was probably best case scenario for that battle. It worked really well for me. Like, it was kind of a problem with those units not coming up, but I had a pretty open route into the city. The worst case scenario is when the city is full of stuff and you just get charged off the point over and over, and it just draws out until the reinforcements arrive and end up losing that way. So we're going to have to replace that officer. But the good news is multiple of their officers, of the Allied units officers, went into our barracks. So all of these guys, yeah, I don't think we would have had any of these. These are all from Allied officers, so that's like $15,000 right there. Yeah, at least 15,000. So that's real good. Won't do us any good until after Bull Run, but I'll set us up for Shiloh excellently. Okay, that's it for this episode. I will be back with a camp where I talk some more about how I set up for the Rebalance Mod. Thanks for watching.